Christy from Christy's Beautiful Life, and I'm here to do Get Sketchy with Christy and Rachel. This week we are doing the scraplift version. It is the one that Rachel picked, and so let's see if it's going to focus in for you here. It's just really awesome. It's got little 3x3 squares, and then on top of it is a 4x4 photo. It was done for Studio Calico, and I'm afraid I cannot pronounce the name of this girl for the life of me. It's beautiful though, and her name is spelt K-I-T-S-D-E, and the last name is S-O-M-N-I. So, but it's fun, and I'm really excited to use it. I think it's going to be a little bit different than something I normally do. I haven't decided on my photo yet, but I have an option of, again, my Christmas photo from last year, the fun photo of Jackson with Sean after his bath. I kind of really love this photo, but I still haven't had a chance to scrap it yet. I have a photo of the before I got my hair cut. I thought would be kind of fun to play. And I also have this photo of Cookie Monster. This was Jackson's birthday present this year. So I was thinking about documenting his birthday and the list of gifts he got. I kind of have pulled two paper stacks here, thinking if I do this photo of myself, it might be fun to use the Pink Paisley C'est La Vie line. Would lend itself really well to a fun girly page. So kind of going with that for that one. And then I also pulled the Citrus Bliss from Pink Paisley as well, because I thought I could use some of the fun, colorful, with his towel being green, it might lend itself to being able to use some of the bright greens that I have a really hard time using normally, so it might work well to maybe get them used up on a page. So that's kind of how I'm at with that. This one I'd have to find a completely different line. I don't think it would work with either one just because of how bright. And then, of course, if I wanted to do Christmas, I would probably pull from my Christmas collections and do a Christmas layout with that. So I'm kind of leaning towards one or the other, and more looking at this photo with this pattern paper, depending on how I can manipulate the pattern papers to work within the design. I think I might pick that photo and the Citrus Bliss collection. So decision made there. I'll get you on fast forward and we'll see what I can create.
So here we go. I am using Pink Paisley C'est La Vie. This is going to be the collection I'm working with. I did attempt to do this layout with the other set that I showed you, and it turned into something else. So I will post that process video tomorrow, which would be Sunday. So keep a lookout for that so you can see how that turned out. But what I just did is I went through and pulled out all of the pattern papers I thought could possibly work for this layout, and I just I grabbed a yellow, like anything that I thought could happen whatsoever to make this layout work, I just grabbed it. So it was at my fingertips and I wouldn't have to keep going back to the paper pad to find what I want. For sure, I know I want to use the brick because it's so beautiful, the teal, and the pink with the little black circles. Those are my three favorite pieces of pattern paper in this collection. I just absolutely love them. And then I just layered some more, just kind of figuring out what I like. I am going to follow this sketch fairly closely within the design, how it's split into two, and my journaling's down the side. But then again, I make it fit my own style and personality and how I want it to look. So it's fun. I really kind of like the way this one turned out. So what I did is, instead of using squares, I took my pattern papers, cut them into 2-inch strips, and used them as rectangles instead. So I believe they're 2x3 is how I made it into a rectangle. I then did go into my stash, and I have a little bag that has all of my cutouts for borders. So when I gut paper to use for layering or anything like that, I always cut out the border so I can use that because I like that style. And I happen to have this one from a Maggie Holmes collection. I believe it's the Open Book. And I just thought it fit perfectly. And it has like an elegance to it, which I feel like the C'est La Vie collection has as well. So I just kind of thought that it fit in. It's a little bit different tone. The black is a little bit different tone, but I don't know. It just doesn't bother me. I then decided, because it would be so much fun to add a little bit of playfulness. I added some chipboard banner pieces that I've had in my stash for quite a long time, and then a little bow, and this bow has butterflies on it, and I have a hard time scrapping with butterflies, but if it's on an embellishment like a bow or something like that, I find it easier. So I grabbed that, used it right away, because I thought the butterflies almost kind of mimicked the floral pattern in the green piece of pattern paper, which is the second one from the top. I then worked on my title, and I am calling this Mommy Haircut, and then I decided to get a little bit more creative, and really what it is I watched Tanya's layouts, like her process videos, and Tanya Hubbard, and she's just, her titles are hilarious, and I love how she just uses so much stuff up to make a title. So I decided I was going to get my Tanya on, and I ended up titling this I Love It When ... which is a sticker from the Wonder Collection. I get my ... and then it says Mommy Haircut. So I was able to use up a few more different like small alphas that way, and a sticker that I wasn't sure how to use. So I really like how I added that in the end. It's just fun. I also add a few little bits and pieces. Because I use so much pattern paper, embellishing this layout was a little tricky for me. So what I did is for the banner, I just simply used the year, and they're just an old sticker sheet that I've had and I haven't really touched. So, but the color of the alpha was kind of a little bit distressed, which fit in with the feel I wanted to use. So I just took the 2014 from there. I add a tab that I think it says my goals or something, which is not something I would use, and I just simply went into a sticker sheet from Maggie Holmes those bright gold sticker like alpha words that she has. I just picked one that said beautiful and put that on top of my tab, and it just happened to fit perfectly. So there was a little bit of a white border and then the pink border, which the tab is pink, and I really like that. I'm going to use some staples for that. I also had a little leftover piece of a tag from that same Maggie Holmes collection, and I added that right underneath it. And then I pull out this scalloped border that is from a girl line, and it's an older piece. I happened to just find this. When I was destashing, I came upon all of this stuff I didn't even know I had, and I had barely touched it. So the floral that you're seeing me touch right now and trying to layer is the same collection sticker sheet as the scallop border, and what I did is I just knew I was going to use it as a border, so I used it right by where my journaling is going to go into the layout, because I thought that it helped make your eye go to the journaling, or it will once I have my journaling. Then looking at the layout, I was like, something's missing. I don't know what it is, but it's something. So I have a little basket full of scraps, and they're little tiny. They're no bigger than like 5 by 5. It's not allowed to be any bigger than that. And I just pulled 3 colors. I pulled a teal, a little black and white, really fun little corner piece that I had. It was the tiniest of scrap, and then a little cut apart from a Dear Lizzie collection that's in pink. And I found that when I layered those under my photo, and then some of them are above the tissue paper and some of them are under the tissue paper, it just helped to kind of balance and bring your eye back to the photo, which of course is always where you want your eye to go. So I did that. I really liked the way that looked. And my other little bit of embellishing cluster is up at the top on the black and white pattern paper, which is my very first level of pattern paper. I cut the floral sticker in half, and I used half of it there and then added a tag. And I really like that. It's just kind of a fun play, and it reminded me a lot of that layout Victoria Marie did, maybe like her 5th process video ever, that everyone scraplift. Do you remember that layout? It kind of mimicked that, so I really like the way that looked. And then I'm just going to add a few pieces of gold here and there to the corners, and it's just, your eye just bounces all over this layout, but I love it. Did my journaling talking about how since I was pregnant with Jackson, I got pregnant with him in May of 2013, and by June I had to chop I had really long hair, and I had to get it cut. It was driving me nuts. And since then, I've let my hair get actually in that photo, that's the longest I've had it since having him. But I normally get it just a little bit below shoulder length, and I'm like, I can't do this anymore, and I have to cut it short again. And so I call it my mommy haircut because I just have to have my haircut. So just kind of a fun layout, but I got to use really pretty colors and girly colors, which I don't normally get to do because, of course, Jackson and John are boys. So my last finishing touch here is I'm going to use some gold color shine, and I also use the white Heidi Swap color shine as well, which I'm regretting doing because I didn't shake the bottle up enough, so it kind of just looks like grease spots, but it's fine. They're sparkly grease spots, so I guess it works. And I do add a little bit of teal as well. So this is my layout. Thank you everyone so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed it. Check out Rachel's take for this lift, and we will be back in 2 weeks with our sketch for this month. Bye everyone, and enjoy your week.